Hello students, second session of Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. I am going to tell you more about his life and achievement. The first session we did was just the beginning of his inaugural speech. After reading so much, we have come to a conclusion that Nelson Mandela is someone from whom we can learn a lot. A person so dynamic, with never dying spirit. He could have left his mission for achieving freedom, but he did not. He struggled for 30 years so that the people of South Africa could see this day. I was overwhelmed. I was so inspired when I read about him. And I want you also to learn a lot. We all should have that never dying spirit. We should all practice that. We should never give up, come whatever. Even, these days when the tough times we are witnessing, the lockdown period, tough time for the people who are not able to do their daily work, the daily labors and all, but we who are sitting at home, we have so much to do. This is the time when we can really work so much for betterment of ourselves, for betterment of society. First thing we are doing is by sitting inside is the pollution level is being controlled, and we are playing a very important role in this. We are not going out, no vehicles are roaming unnecessarily on no roads. And when it was announced the first day that 21 days lockdown is going to take place, it was like, what will happen? What will we do? But when I read this chapter and when I came to know that for 27 long years he was kept in prison, Nelson Mandela. Imagine his life in prison and our life inside the home. Which one is better? Of course, the one where staying at home, that is much better than what he had in the prison. But did he give up? No. Then why are we in a hurry? Always that when will the lockdown get over? When will we come out? We must think for the society that this is the best thing that we can do by staying indoors and helping people not getting in that corona disease. We are doing our best so that we can save the people from all this. So let's go to the session number 2 of Nelson Mandela. Now I'll tell you today the ceremony that took place and how he describes, and then later he talks about his struggle for this day, his struggle for achieving the mission he had thought very early in his life. Let's begin with the inaugural ceremony. After the oath and everything was done, he starts and he tells us, a few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters and troop carriers rode in perfect formation over the Union buildings. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. We also watch the display of so many things on 26 January, isn't it? You all enjoy the Republic Day parade, and that day also we see so many things, the balloons, the helicopters, all the three forces, they display the new things. So same thing, he said that all took place there also, and everyone lifted their eyes to look at the spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters and troop carriers. Only moments before, the highest generals of South African Defence Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. Now he was the new president of South Africa, and these persons, the generals, the higher generals, the defense force, they all looked upon him, and saluted him and pledged their loyalty. But what used to happen earlier? I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Before he became the president of South Africa, when he was the leader behind the mission, the revolt to achieve the mission to end of racism, that time these same people, those who were promising that they would remain loyal to Nelson Mandela, what did they do that time? They would just arrest him and put him behind the bars. But now they were forced to do because he was the president of South Africa. Things change, as you assume post. Finally, a chevron of impala. Chevron means a pattern in the shape of V. Chevron of impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. Then the trail of smoke, and that showed different colors, that is in the flag of South Africa. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems. We have one national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, isn't it? But that day, two national anthems were played. Do you know why? Because one was the national anthem of the whites and the other was the national anthem of the blacks. And the vision of whites singing Kosi Sikelel I Africa and black singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Now, there is a question mark. Why were they allowed to sing both the national anthems? Because he wanted to show equality among blacks and whites. That is why both the national anthems were sung. Although that day neither group knew, the group of the whites and the group of the blacks, group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised. Despite means they had very low opinion about the national anthem before. They did not know the words also, but they did not like to sing because they thought that it was not up to the standard. They would soon know the words by heart, but he was sure that now the national anthem, which they thought were not up to the mark or they did not like, now they will learn by heart because now it is their national anthem of an independent country. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. Now he takes us back, when actually this racism had started. In the first decade of the 20th century, first decade, what do you mean by decade? 10 years. 10 years makes a decade. Of the 20th century, first decade of 20th century. A few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial dominations against the dark-skinned people of their own land. He says that, it was before his birth that this differentiation came in between. This differences of who is white and who is black came into existence. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century, the last part of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man, around 80 years, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all peoples regardless of the color of their skin. This racial discrimination came into existence before his birth, and it came to end in the 8th decade of his existence. And this is the time he is talking about, where he told people that rights and freedoms of all peoples regardless of the color of their skin is same. Equality is what he wanted to propagate. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people, people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. Now, when a country achieves freedom, or when a country rises for something, what happens? It's not the work of only one man. Of course, one man leads so many, but we cannot forget the persons who are behind him. So he also wants to tell that it is not his struggle as a leader alone. It is the struggle of so many people behind. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. He says that he was not alone in this. There were so many people behind him, and he was simply the sum of all those African peoples who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. That noble line that people had gone, it had ended, now it had begun with him. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. He says that he was pained to feel that the people who had actually worked for this were not there to see. He wanted them that they could see this achievement and acknowledge that their sacrifice had brought fruit. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. Now, if something happens, ultimately that thing remains in the mind for so many years. Even a verbal, talk which is not pleasant disturbs a person for 2-3 days. But this is something which went on for so many years. So he says that wound was like something which it was very difficult to come out of it. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Cicilus, the Chief Lucullus, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, and the Robert Sobukos of our time. He is talking about the people, the prominent names in the struggle for apartheid. The men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity that their like many never be known again. These were the people who had fought for achieving this, and he said that we would never meet anyone like them ever. Perhaps it requires such depth of operation to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals and gems. You have heard that South Africa is rich in diamonds and other things that lie beneath its soil. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. And he believes that the wealth that is lying beneath the soil has no meaning, because the people of South Africa are the greatest wealth because they are purer, finer, truer than the richest and the purest diamonds. So this session of Nelson Mandela, I want you all to know about the inauguration ceremony, why were the two national anthems sung, what happened in the first decade, what happened in the final decade, as we talked about the end of racial discrimination, and about the people, the sacrifices they made to achieve this. We'll continue in our third session of the chapter Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Till then, goodbye and good luck.